Phantom Sounds Production. What up, sound?
Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. If you are on the show, go ahead and hit that plus sign. If you are on the show, go ahead and hit that plus sign. But let's see those juice boxes in the comments, y'all. Let's see those juice boxes, y'all. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Red Room Talk. You can find us here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm the host, Jen. The Red Room Talk is a show about love, intimacy, and interpersonal relationships, including self, to erase different social stigmas. We are here to have candid discussions and cut through those stigmas to show that in the end, no matter your background, we all have commonalities when it comes to matters of the mind and the heart. Nothing is off the table in the Red Room Talk. Last episode, if you missed us, that's okay. You can click on the link in the you can find us on YouTube by clicking the link in my profile and subscribing. Last episode we talked about is all fair in love and streaming, but this week we are going to discuss frenemies. Are they really your friend? Please stick around till the end. We need the audience's help later in the show, so do not go anywhere. Before we get started, all that I ask is you keep your mind open and your language clean. Tonight in the Red Room, we have an all-star cast. We have G-Way No Way, Want Your Number, Preach Positivity and Why It Matter. Let's find out how the panel feels about friendship. But before we get started, all that I ask is you keep your mind open and your language clean. First things first, I'm going to let you guys in the box to introduce yourselves, and then we will get started. Yellow.
Yo.
You know.
What's going on?
What up, Wancho?
We actually have 3 guests this week, huh? A little different, huh?
Preach.
Yo.
Wyatt.
Boo.
Hey, y'all. So, as per usual, we are polite here in the Red Room, and we always let the ladies go first. So.
Oh, Lord. Can I be a gentleman? I got kids, and I'm running a little late.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and let the gentleman go first tonight, then, only because she said so. But normally we are polite and we would let the lady go, but because she said so, that's why y'all get to go first. So go ahead, Wancho, and introduce yourself, and then we'll move on to preach, and then we can get to you.
I'm Wancho Number. You can, starting back next week, you can find me on Saturday at 4 p.m. for Ford On. You can also find me on Sunday for Soul Food with Top Bass Gin and Juice. That's 5 p.m. You can also catch me on Tuesday at 7 p.m. also with Gin and Juice for game nights, emoji charade, trivia, riddles. And on Wednesdays, I'm with your co-host, G-Way and No Way in his live for Sports Block at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right. What's the word, panel? What's the word, room? My name is Preach Positive. Shout out to the OTP in my name. We representing only quality people for the rest of our entirety. You know what I'm saying? Catch me anytime at the random times, mostly at night. Just coming on here to just boost awareness on positivity, love, and appreciation of each other, no matter what walk of life we can take.
Most deaf. If y'all don't know me, you better get to know me. I'm your co-host, G-Way or No Way. You can catch me every Friday. New feature show, G-Way's Attack of the Zodiacs, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm here on Saturdays. You gotta say it right. I'm trying to get it right. I'm still getting it right. But it's Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Gin and Juice. You can also catch me on Sundays in Florida's Finest Live for Last on the Throne. Monday, I got Hood Feud at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday, you can catch me in Tales from the Hood with Pit Bully. Right after that, we got Sports Block in my live with me, Wancho, Moby, and Deuce. And Thursday, you can catch me on Getting Lit. You know, I got something going on pretty much every night of the week. So hit me up. A lot of things going on. A lot of new content get ready to drop. G-Way, I know it.
Okay. Thank God you got a lot to do, G-Way.
I was trying to help out.
Thank you. I'm Wyatt Matter. I am a featured show host as well every Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern. It's called Found a Way, where I take unconventional relationships and lifestyles and we discuss how they found a way to make it work for them. And it's basically just to give people a different point of view if they don't experience those unconventional lifestyles. Actually, G-Way will be on there next week. We will be doing truck driver lifestyles and how they find relationships and how they make it work with being on the road all the time. So make sure you guys tune in.
Well, I'm introduced. I am the host of the show. You can find me every
Saturday
at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Red Room Talk, y'all. But if you don't find me here, sorry, I had to run and get something. You can find me every Sunday at 5 p.m. for Soul Food Sundays, right there below me with Wancho Number. If you don't find me there, you can find me every Thursday on Getting Lit as a judge. And the number 3 bubble right here in the live, Pingy. Make sure y'all tap him with a favor, but make sure y'all tap Wancho with a favor. He's trying to get those 5K faves for that top badge, so make sure y'all fave him. But then also Tuesday night at 7 p.m. we have game nights also in Wancho Number Live, so make sure y'all pull up then. But other than that, I stream early mornings and sometimes somewhere in between and kick that one out, and then we will get started. You know? The friends is a person that can help mold that person into who they are today. This is why picking friends and keeping friends can sometimes be a difficult task. Some friends could be wonderful, lifelong friends, and some friends could be wolves in sheep's clothing. It's up to you to decipher which they are. Whether the friends I have picked over the years have impacted my life in a good way or a bad way They have still shaped me into the person I am today. Friendships enrich our lives in many ways. Friends give us both practical and emotional support when we need it. As a result, there are many emotional and physical health benefits of friendships. The more people that prioritize their friendships, the happier and healthier they are. Moreover, broader cultural contexts have large influences on how friendships function and are expressed. Therefore, the benefits that people accrue from friendships might also vary. My first question is, what is a friend to you, and what qualities make a good friend?
Go to sleep, Jojo. Go.
Who's starting?
What's a friend to you, and what qualities make a good friend?
A friend is someone that you're there for. They're there for you. Someone that you can depend on. Someone who's loyal. Someone who checks on you. You know what I'm saying? When you might not be in your normal activity. Like say you might have a certain routine and they don't see you do that routine. They're gonna check on you, reach out, say, hey, what's going on with you? A friend is to me also like the family. It could be family. You know what I'm saying? Like most of my friends are like people that I'm really close with. Someone that I would give the shirt off my back to. You know what I mean? Like if I got it, I'm gonna provide it for them. You know what I'm saying? And in that same regard, if they got it and I need it, they're gonna be there for me.
I can go next with that. I will piggyback off of everything Huncho just said. I definitely agree with everything. Also, somebody who's going to keep it a buck with me. I want somebody who's going to be able to give me an honest opinion and to let me know when I'm doing something stupid. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, that ain't it. It's not your character. When I step outside of myself, bring me back to my way that they're familiar with you. Me, you know what I'm saying? Understand where they're coming from in that aspect. And I feel also as a friend, you have to be willing to receive that kind of constructive criticism and know the difference between being constructive in your criticism and actual just regular criticism where I'm not being elevated behind. So that would be key on top of what Hunto said because I'm rocking with everything there, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say that I agree as well. One thing that I've always gone by, and it's what somebody had asked me years ago, like, because when you're in school, you say, that's my friend, that's my friend, that's my friend. Like, you use the term very loosely. And somebody had asked me, if you were stranded in the middle of nowhere, out of all these people that you call your friend, who can you call to come just pick you up? Doesn't matter what time it is, they will find a way to come get you out of your situation. And I really started narrowing down my friends after that, like who really has my back. So that's what I look for. Who's going to have my back when I'm really in need? Who's going to be there emotionally, as well as physically, as well as spiritually? And that's what I find in a friend.
I got to agree with the rest of the panel. Don't mean to sound repetitive. I mean, everybody hit pretty much everything on the head. The biggest thing for me probably would be the loyalty. I agree with Wyatt. That person that's going to be there when I'm at my worst. Or at the same time, I got to agree with Preach at the same time, too, because that person is going to let me know that I messed up. I'm not being me. I'm out of line. I'm out of pocket. So everybody hit on key points. And I agree with everything. And, to me, loyalty is number one. If you can't be loyal to me, then we can't be friends because I'm going to be loyal to you. That's just how I feel.
So a friend to me is, I always say friends are the family you pick. The people who are most loyal to you, the people who will do things before you even have to ask. That's a friend. Mm-hmm. People who band together, people who really sometimes even know when you're feeling something long before. They might even be in the background messaging you. When you're on a featured show and they're like, are you okay? You never know. But friends, are the people who are there when you don't even have to ask. no questions asked. They know what you're feeling, even with just a look on your face. Even though my face delivers me very, very up for anyone who knows me, my facial expressions cannot be kept at bay. Okay, if you know me by any means, you know that. But what qualities make a good friend, I think, is loyalty. First of all, loyalty. Honesty, trust, trust in someone, because I should be able to, leave $1 million sitting out on my table and know that if you watch my house, that I'm going to come back to that $1 million still sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Now that might be a little hard for you, because that's $1 million. Okay, I might rob you too. And
I could leave $999,999
just to see if you notice. No, I'm just kidding. That's a joke. But you should be able to leave things that are of value out, and and know that they're still going to be there. You should be able to have them around your significant other and not have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that there's like more aspects to that too. Like I said, they're kind of like your family. There's someone who, I said if they know that you're kind of seeming off, that they message you and be like, hey, you good? I might not message back after that. No, I'm just kidding. But, just to make sure that, you all right. Are you okay? Are you straight? Because especially when your absence is felt by a friend. A friend will notice when you're absent. A friend will notice when something is not right. Or even if everything's good, they're your friend whether you're up or you're down. Because I'm going to tell you, in my lifetime, when I was down was when a lot of real friends or fake friends really showed their true colors. When you're down, when the cards are down, is when you really, I think, know who your true friends are. Everyone has people crowding around them when they're up top and they have everything going right and all that. But when the cards are down and you're at the bottom of the ninth, you got nothing left. You know what I'm saying? And that's when you know who your true friends are. Do you guys have anything else to add? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, for sure. I think how somebody responds about our relationship when I'm not around too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to speak about me great in my face, I need that to happen when I'm not around too. And if somebody's speaking my name outside of the parameters, you don't necessarily have to entertain it, but shut that shit down. Excuse my language, my bad. But like, you know what I'm saying? Keep that at a minimum. You know what I'm saying? You could be like, hey, he's not even here right now to defend himself. We can move on from this.
Right, yeah, move on.
Yeah, for sure.
I just went through that.
Yeah, that part. You know what I'm saying? I think that's my definition of loyalty in a relationship, is how you respond when I'm not around. You know what I'm saying? That part. Thank you for letting me talk about that.
Yeah. But that's true too. Like, I can tell you, I've had friends, and I say that word very quickly, but I've had friends who I actually caught, or someone else caught them talking good things about me. Your friend should speak in a room full of opportunity, but nothing but greatness about you. I don't know if y'all have ever seen that. It's like a GIF, whatever, however y'all call it, GIF. Of the friend lifting his friend up, the basketball player, when he just walks by and he like pats him on his back and he lifts his head up. That's the kind of friend you want to have.
Facts.
When you got nothing in you, you're like, dang, you're down, but they lift your head up. I know that I've had friends that have very much done those very things, and people I've very much done those things for too. So someone who's willing to lift you up too, and it's more than just, when you're down, friends, but just people who just know you, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could be something as simple as, like, people know that I love Batman, and you might have like went to the store and like, oh my God, I seen this Batman thing and I just knew you would love it, and you just send me you send me a meme that you're like, oh my God, this us, you just don't know. Like, that's a friend, send me reels every day to make me laugh, you know what I mean? You just don't know. But, a friend is just, there's so many different aspects of friendship. But a lot of it, I just say, is like the family that you make for yourself. It's the family you actually get to choose. But if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. We have so much more to come. You can find us here every Saturday, right here on the Red Room Talk, y'all. We just discussed what qualities make a good friend, but now I want to talk about the flip side. There's a reliable link between social support and mental and physical health across the lifespan, and one more important source of support is our friends. Friends provide us a strong sense of companionship, mitigate feelings of loneliness, and contribute to our self-esteem and life satisfaction. Perceiving greater support from friends is associated with a greater sense of purpose and control over one's life in terms of predicting health. Friendship occasionally predicts health to an equivalent and in some cases larger degree compared to spousal and parent-child relationships. Friends also help individuals institute healthy behaviors in their own lives. For example, seeing a friend trying to lose weight is associated with the individual's commitment to maintaining a healthy weight. However, friendship is not universally good for individuals. Depression and negative health behaviors can also spread through friend networks. In sum, friends play a significant role in people's mental and physical well-being, for better and for worse. But how do you know the difference? So this question on the next question is, you notice your friend throws shade at you sometimes, but it comes off as they are unaware of the shade. Does this give the red flag that they are your frenemy, or should you give them the benefit of the doubt?
I said one more time.
You notice your friend throws shade at you sometimes, but it comes off that they are unaware of the shade. Does this give the red flag that they are your frenemy, or should you give them the benefit of the doubt? So say for instance, and I've actually had this happen, like, oh, don't you got that little show? Don't you got that little show? Oh, no, baby, big show, okay? Big show, big feature, big top edge, okay? Don't ever throw that kind of shade, because that is shade right there, okay? Don't think it isn't, but it's shade, okay? Oh, you got that little show of yours, that little baby show, little show.
Right.
So something like that, or even like, you know,
it depends on how often they do it and how long the friendship is. Because I feel like if the longer you've been friends, the more BS you're willing to deal with from that friend. You know, like, because if it's just a new friend and they taking shots, then I'm gonna take shots, and somebody ain't gonna walk out because somebody gonna get mad. Mm-hmm. But we've been friends for like a long time, like years, and we know each other. Like we know the buttons to push. So definitely, I'll take it then. You know, all fun. Yeah, I think it depends
on the manner that is kind of like what G-Way said. Like, you know, friends, you're gonna take shots at each other from time to time. If it's like on some playful type, you know, tip or whatever, like, you know, that being like your boys, you playing with your boys or whatever, you staying some, you know, to get in their skin, but you just throwing a little jab or whatever. That's one thing. But to sit there and, I guess, to have a negative connotation behind it, or you know what I'm saying, try to be downright disrespectful, it's almost kind of like for that, like, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, because I don't let you continue to do it, you know what I'm saying, and I might have said something, and then you continue to do it, you know what I mean, so you're blatantly doing it at that point. If we have a discussion about it, if it's something where I feel like we have to have a discussion about it, and you do it again, that's blatant. Now I'm going to start questioning. Yeah, then I'm going to start questioning.
Now you being disrespectful.
Why you want to go next?
I've had a friend that does that. I kind of noticed. Other people, if me and her ever got into it, I'd talk about the situation, and they'd be like, it sounds like she's throwing shade. Like, is she really your friend? And it would be such things as, like, you know, I'm a plus-size woman. They would sit and say things. She was like, I was an ex who we saw a picture of the baby mama, and she's really skinny. And she's like, how does that make you feel? And I looked at her like, why should I feel any type of way about her being skinny? And it would be things like, you know, I am into social media and beauty influencing and things like that. Oh, well, you know, because it was like some ad I seen, you know, if you do pull so many numbers, they want to hire you and things like that. And I'm bringing it up to her as an opportunity of a passive income. And she's like, well, you know, they look for a certain look. Like, I don't think you should focus on that right now. And I'm like, it's just like little things constantly, everything I'm trying to do. It's like, I understand being honest with your friend, but it's just like, so what makes you think that I can't accomplish this? Like, I've gotten this far without any help. What's wrong with me doing it again? And, you know, I've pulled just as many men as you find attractive. Like, so why, you know, you constantly come at me? And so I felt like I've always given her the benefit of the doubt. And it got to a point where I finally had to let her go. But I'm wondering if I should have just saved the time of being her friend for that much longer and enduring the constant conversations of where I'm feeling like she's throwing shade and just nipping it in the bud then.
Well, all right. I want to respond to you first, because I don't think of anything as wasted time. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of time that was extinguished that could have been unnecessary, but I also like to put value to the fact that you were a teaching asset to her too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That not everybody has to respond in a negative fashion, because a lot of those comments could have got hands out. We don't talk about ex relationships for what? It's an ex, it's a past. But the fact that she brought that up in a sense that could be a sensitive subject, or weight loss, or whatever the case may be, like that's just criticism. There's no construction behind that. You know what I'm saying? Your questions have no weight behind it, because it's not nothing that's going to be beneficial to anything I have going on at my current. You know what I'm saying? So, but as far as looking at it as a waste of time, like, no, because one, you learn what you do not like or need or value in the relationship with the people that you need around you, and then two, the fact that you showed something that you weren't explosive towards the ignorance that she was providing to your table. So that I wanted to say. And to answer the question, it's the severity of the shade thrown too. You know what I'm saying? Like the fellas were saying, it's like, you know, if it's a homie, depending on the time, like I can take a jab here and there, but then it also depends on setting too. You know what I'm saying? Like if I got the homies with me, we're in like a business setting and we're aiming to like put something that's going to bring growth to the team of what we're trying to do, and we are around executives and they throw shade that could potentially look bad, even though it seems small to them. Like, that's unnecessary. What exactly are you bringing? Like, what are you doing this for? You know what I'm saying? Plus, I don't like the shade anyway. If we're a team, like, we need to be building each other. There's enough negativity out here going on that we don't need to be wasting time with these little small puns and shade. Like, and we need to spread love to each other so we can continue to elevate. There's ain't no cap to the growth that we need. I'm long-winded, my bad.
It's all good.
No, but you
like
saying
you
some
ain't
good
making
stuff.
No points, right? Like you talking BS, you know?
Yeah,
some good points.
Yeah, appreciate it.
So, I actually had a friend like this. Well, I should say have a friend like this, but I ended up putting a kibosh to it. But they would say things like, "Oh, I can't believe you've got a guy that good looking," or like, does it really matter who you have kids with at this point at your age? Like, you should just have, like, does it really matter who you have kids with? Like, and she would say like evil little things like that, or like, you know, your standards are just way too high. Sorry. Things like that. And I would just be like, and it took everything in me till one day I finally was like, you know, maybe your standards ain't high enough. Maybe that's why they don't call you back. You know? Just kidding. Not kidding. But so I finally just kept snapping back. I'm like, okay, this is what we doing. But I would dig a little deeper every time until she finally got caught heat. And she's like, and then one day she actually came to me and she's like, I understand why your standards were so high. And then she like actually apologized to me because she had finally found someone who was good to her after her being her little self, you know what I'm saying? But she finally came to me and apologized, like, now I understand why your standards were so high, because you were looking for something more than just someone to sleep with. She's like, because, you know, she was one of those people that was just out playing the field, but that wasn't me. I would rather wait long than be with just somebody. And nobody could understand that. They thought that my standards were just too high and that I was just being like a snob, like I was like too good for somebody. No, it's not that. I mean, yes, it was too good for just anybody. I wanted a somebody, you know, I wanted that right person. So,
you know what? Yeah, I think that's to add on to what we've seen a friend. That's what I need too. As somebody who understands what works for you may not work for me. What works for me might not work for you. Mm-hmm. Respect my lifestyle. If I'm asking your opinion or I'm complaining about something, that's your opportunity to say something. But don't just sit and comment on my lifestyle, because that same friend that I was talking about, she used to do that too. Because, you know, I have casual sex. And she was like, I think you're selling yourself short. I'm like, how? I'm not at his beck and call. It's only whenever I call him. Like, where am I being used here? this is my choice. Like, and she's like, you just deserve better. I'm like, well, when I find somebody who treats me better, then they'll get all of me. But until then, I'm going to stick with what I know, and I control when it happens. So where am I wrong here?
Respect people and what they decide to do. Don't have to put off what you are to them, because not everybody's the same. We don't all have the same, dealings.
Exactly.
But if y'all are pulling up, that's okay. You have not missed much. Shut up. We still have a lot more to discuss. You can find us every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Red Room Talk. We just discussed what qualities make a good friend. Then we discussed the flip side of being a frenemy. But now I want to dig a little deeper. Previous studies have found that friends are more important for your personal well-being. However, there is a little research that explicitly explores the effect of valuing friendship on important life outcomes, like well-being and life satisfaction. Instead, friendship researchers have examined the number of friends, quality of friendship, best friends, and support from friends. However, there is a variation in how people define friendship, define closeness, and support, and define what kind of friends they might have. Our study utilizes a different way of thinking about friendship, how much people value friendship. Values direct people's thoughts and behaviors towards efforts that they consider important. So this broad measure may capture people having good friends, receiving and giving social support to friends, and interacting with friends. But it is not specific that it would confuse people from different cultures. People might devote more resources to their friends and have a higher quality relationships. If they value friends and find them important, or might find friends important because they have high quality relationships and their friends hold vital roles in their lives. So my question is, why do people keep frenemies in their close circle? Why do you think people keep frenemies in their close circle? Why do you think people keep frenemies in their close circle?
The old school rule, keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Facts. Facts.
Oh, like that's kind of all there is to say.
Right.
For me,
I
from me.
could have said it better myself.
Yeah.
That's the
Are
only
we all
reason
in
to keep them close.
conjunction to that one? Did we get to that one pretty quickly there, I think?
And I'm gonna say on a deeper note, the reason why you keep them so close is because at one point, like, that's somebody that you called your friend. So you have to, watch them and see, like, if I completely cut this person off, is this going to get out? Is that going to get out? And, this is somebody that I'm sure you trusted some secrets with to a certain extent. So you have to make sure that if you cut those ties, that you're, that your secrets are still going to be kept secret. But I'm also a firm believer that, whatever you say, it's out there. It doesn't matter who you tell it to, friend, family, foe. If you don't want it to get out, keep it to yourself.
I also want to say that, like, sometimes, like, we keep people around longer than we probably should, on the sole strength that, like you said, we've spent so much time with that person that, and I think Preach said he doesn't like to look at it as quote unquote wasted time, but in ourselves, we feel like we might have wasted our time if we cut that tie. You know what I'm saying? You don't want it to be for naught. So you continue the relationship with that person, hoping that there will be some turn that will get trajected back to the right path.
Right. Waiting for the turnaround.
I believe that too. Also, I want to highlight trauma bonds. A lot of friends are developed based off of the struggle that we've gone through together. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't know how to escape that form of mentality set, or one person making out of that trauma and the other person not, and feeling like they're leaving them behind as if they're not an actual friend, so they keep them around just trying to play their role as a friend. So I think that's another one that people keep them around, just trying to save a feeling.
I don't think I can say anything more. I think definitely keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And I say that, and a lot of people are like, well, why would you just want negative energy? No, because you keep people exactly where you want them, because you can watch what they do. That way you know their next move. When you know someone's next move, you know how to move. You don't tell your right hand what your left hand is doing, let's be honest. I mean, unless you're doing some, never mind. But if y'all are just pulling up, that's okay. You can find us here every Saturday, right here on the Red Room Talk at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have not missed it all, y'all. We do still have more to discuss. We just discussed what qualities make a good friend. Then we discussed the flip side being a frenemy, and why do people keep frenemies in their close circle, and why having But a true friend is someone who cares about what you care about, someone who likes to spend time with you, and someone who helps make your day just a little bit brighter. A true friend is someone who takes action. Ask yourself if you are this type of friend to others. A true friend takes effort. It's not something that just happens. You don't have control of what someone else does, but you have control of how you treat others. If you care about someone, you will need to be willing to work to build and maintain a solid friendship. Now I want to know what happens when someone switches up. So my next question is, what is the time that you thought you had a friend, but they turned out to be a frenemy? What is a time you thought you had What is the time you thought you had a friend and they turned out to be a frenemy?
I'll wait.
The shade. Hold on.
I just had a recent situation. You know, and this specific individual, I met early on in my streaming journey, and like to the point like they knew my kids. You know, we talked off the app. You know what I'm saying? Birthday presents, Christmas presents, you know, things like that. And I had to decide to take a break. And I was on another app. I decided to take a break. And during that time, you know, they reached out, you know, here and there, whatever. But while I was off the app, they were like talking bad on my name to other people, you know. And I'm like, I don't know all the stuff is going on until I come back to the stream. So it ended up being where this person basically was being manipulative, if you will. So it just didn't end well. It got to a point where I just was like, you know what? It's been a long time of this. I can't do it no more. I wish you the best. Peace be unto you. I'm going my way. You go your way.
Best way to do.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. Mine came from the women that I keep around me, man. Some cats just don't like you having a lot of women around you. That's where I experienced a lot of the turnarounds, man. Like, and then they'll take their opportunity to, you know, throw you under the mud or whatever they do, some form of game inside these women's lives. I mean, that's usually that and money. Those are the two like central clashes of where people just tend to like fall off. Like, it happens a lot.
Yeah. Darn frenemies. Darn frenemies. My bad, you know, this is a very personal subject to me because I just had a friend of me like literally like an hour ago before I got on here in somebody else's live. And it's like the person used to like come to my live, smile, and enjoy themselves, but like soon as like Wancho said like I wasn't around or they was in the stream they didn't think I was in, they would like talk bad about me. Like just literally just blurt stuff out randomly. That's not even true. You know, and they came around today and tried to apologize and thanks to the alcohol, they turned right back into my enemy 15 minutes later. So, you know, like, please, if you can't be sure of what you want to be, please do not be in my life, okay? I don't have time.
The side of the fence is very far away from me.
Yeah, very, very, very far. Way in the back. Way in the back.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's on me?
Yeah, it's on you.
It can be.
Okay. Well,
that's what she said.
So I had a friend. This was a very evil person. So anyone who knows me, if you've been around long enough, you know that I have medical issues. And the friend in question was the very first person that I expressed what I was going through. And for this reason, it took me almost 2 years to tell anybody that I was sick. Because I was so afraid after this happened that people would, think I'm lying or judge me. And this girl who I said was literally, we called each other besties. Like, I would talk to their kid. Like, it was just, what you can call a bestie on off live. Like, we talked off live. We would talk on the phone. We were on each other's Facebook, like everything, And it just so happens that they were just really jealous over because of the way that people loved me. I've always been one of those people. I can walk into a room of 100 people and walk out with 99 friends. And the only reason that last person's not my friend is because of the way everyone else loved me. And that's just how I see. And there's that one little hater in the room. You know what I'm saying? See that? That's the 99. That's that one. You feel me? You just prove yourself, sir. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, that 1%. Small energy. Anyways, so this person went out of their way to talk behind my back and say that I wasn't really sick, that I was just lazy, and other expletives that they said about me. And so what ended up happening is they said that I was lying about being sick, that I was just looking for sympathy. I ended up showing my medical records. I was so humiliated by what they did and said that I ended up showing my medical, which is not anything that I have to do. But because of the severity of what I go through on a daily basis, I felt like, man, what if people really think I'm lying because of this woman? Like, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even something I had even expressed to anybody, but I was going through things. I was going, through spinal taps. I was doing all this. Welch trying to get my show. Welch trying to get my badge. And a lot of people didn't know this just up until my New Year's episode, where I finally revealed what I had been going through for this 2 years. And so after that, there was only really one other person that I let know, and that's my number 3 Bubble. He was the only other person who I trusted to let know what was going on, because I felt like I had to have at least one person I could trust that I knew would not reveal this, and that would allow me to be able to grieve and go through what I was also going through at the time. I was going through testing. I was going through a lot of stuff. And so, it took me a long time to really be able to trust people on this app. It's something that, like I said, it literally destroyed me. I was afraid to get close to anybody, especially females. And I'm a woman's woman. Of course, I hang with dudes. I grew up with all brothers, but I very much, love and respect women too, to a high degree. And anyone who knows me knows it's very hard for me to get close and trust women, just because, a lot of women, let's be honest, are catty. They do evil things. Mm-hmm. They'll be like, "Oh, girl, you look good in that dress. You ever seen what's that big movie?" And then she's like, "Ew." You know what I'm saying? The women just be really catty and jealous over each other, like they're in competition. And so I just always really probably geared more towards having more male friends, just because dudes don't give a crap what you look like. They're not looking at you to be friends for how you look, unless they're trying to get with you, okay? And even in that kind of aspect, she was just really jealous over the attention that I got from other people, and men included. But, she would just do evil things like that. And then somebody ended up showing me the text of what she said in this, and I thought it was my best friend, And it was so devastating to me. Like, I really wouldn't allow people for a long time really get close to me. But they ended up coming back later after I, got my featured show and I got my badge. It's like, "Oh my God." And I was like, Yep, I did. And it was like, literally, like God will lay out a table in front of thine enemy. And that's really what it felt like to me. Like, he served me the highest honor right in front of somebody who, tried to break me down. And I was like, But, yeah, they was really my enemy the entire time. Like, you really thought someone was your friend, and the whole time behind your back, they're just trying to destroy you. It was rather disgusting. But, yeah, that's y'all have anything else to any stories?
I guess I'll finally get mine. Mine was a streamer on here. We were like the dynamic duo. And it's funny because a lot of the different females that I meet on this app and I link with and I do business with and I support, they're always like, "Oh, it's Wyatt and this and her shadow," or, so-and-so and Wyatt's the shadow. Like, it's like you never see us without each other. And so this person, I was really close. I was very supportive. I don't do families. I joined their family. I helped expand what they were trying to achieve on this app. And it got to a point where we met in person. Like, she got to hold my baby. My baby didn't like her at the time. She was scared, but she got to meet her. There's plenty of things that this woman's done for me as a friend, and I would never take that away from her as a person. However, when it got down to it, instead of being my friend and being as close to me and coming to me, when she started hearing things, she's like, oh, Wyatt said this and that and the third about you, or this is being said in Wyatt's live, and that, going and being a messenger. And it got to a point where she never approached me until after the fact, where I was speaking on a situation with her, but I didn't name any names. Like, nobody knew who they were talking about. And so she's like, don't talk about me in your live. Like, I had ended my stream, I got off, and I get a message from her saying, don't talk about me in your live. People think I'm a hater now. People think this, people think that. I'm like, they don't know that they're talking about you. But shouldn't I give you some reality about our situation? Let's talk about it. And she just kept being repetitive, wouldn't really try to resolve the issue. I'm like, at this point, I feel like you just want to argue. And I was like, I'm done arguing with you. I was like, so you go your way, I'll go mine. And then it got to a point where people were bringing me videos of her in her live stream talking about me. Like, I don't have a vehicle. So she was like, the only reason she's rich on this app is because she doesn't own a car. The amount of money I spent on this app, I could have bought your car and you wouldn't have to make payments. Like, make it make sense. And it's like, you didn't feel that way when I supported you. You didn't feel no type of way when I helped you and have made you the person that you are. But yet now all of a sudden that you feel like you don't need me no more, you want to toss me to the side and talk down on me based off of he said, she said, instead of being my friend and talking to me. And that's where I was just like, same thing with me, Jen. I don't get buddy with too many people on here anymore. My best friends off of this app now is like that I met on here is one person who doesn't stream at all. She stopped, and then the other person barely streams.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be best buddies with a big streamer anymore because they all turn.
Oh yeah,
in my experience.
People who are trying to be where you're at sometimes. I had a friend who would come in and literally would not come into my live or to my show until after it had ended. Every time. And they'd be like, oh, well, when was your show? What?
Right.
I've had this show for almost 2 years. You don't know when my show is, but they would purposely wait until after, and then they would expect me to give them the energy that you're supposed to give someone who you call your bestie. Like, I talk to your kids, like that kind of friend, but you waiting to come into my show until the show has ended and expect me to give you the energy that you want me to give you, because the last time that they had entered, they were like, oh, and I was like, hey, because I was like so angry, but I was like, I had let it go. Like, I would just let it go and let it go. I'm one of those people, anyone who knows me knows I'm not a confrontational person. If I cuss you out or I say something to you, I promise you, I have let you walk all over me 1,000,000 times before I've said it. I've let you ice skate at this point because I've let you slide and slide and slide. But it was like people like that, like people literally, it's not even just the people who I'm friends with, but it literally would be like the best friendships that I would have on here. The people who literally called me bestie or my best friends, like people who didn't want to see me happy. Like, you see that I'm happy in my relationships, but then you would come in and be like, throw shade, like, oh yeah, I see you just spending time with you, but like, what it is. So why do you worry about what it is that I'm doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you see that I'm a happy person, like, why would you be angry at someone being happy? But some people do not like to see you happy. They have such a negative, they have a lot of negative things going on in their life, so they just want to bring negativity and bring people down. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what those people are called? Why not me people?
Misery really loves company.
Those are the why not me people. Those are the people that always wonder why not me.
Yeah.
Because that same friend, when I got Rookie of the Year, she was the loudest one, screaming and shouting, Wyatt, you won, all excited. When then somebody who used to date her, me and him are buddies now, he told me when I explained to him, like, oh yeah, we're no longer friends, he said, you know what's funny? He was like, I always felt that there was some type of jealousy because she cried on the phone when you got Rookie of the Year. I'm like, she cried. Like, what do you mean? And he was like, she cried, and she said, Wyatt's going to get her top badge. I'm not getting my top badge.
There's a whole lot of hating.
Oh yeah, I've had that. I remember even within like minutes of getting my badge, someone was like, "You changed." I didn't even get out of the rundown. I promise you, I had not even left the rundown.
And I'm mad because I got beef with Wyatt, Wancho, and Jen because nobody told me that when you get the feature, all of a sudden you change. You change.
Oh like, yeah, you're changed. You think you're so much better than everybody.
I think I'm all that. Show. I'm like, oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what you got? Oh, I haven't gotten that yet.
Little featured show. Oh yeah. That's how I said that. Your little show. Oh no, baby, big show.
Yeah, it's little. It's always little.
But people don't.
Dang, I'm not a no heat for my show.
That's the thing. They want to see you do good, just not better than them. And it's not even that I'm looking down upon it. Because anyone who knows me, I can tell you 9 times out of 10, if I'm in a verse, especially a random one, they can't even tell that I'm a top badge. And they'll look at like, oh my God. Or I hear you're my favorite top badge. Like, man, she didn't even like all the other top badges. I just am one of those people. I'm just so low key. I'm going to be honest. A lot of people feel like top badges are celebrities. I'm going to be honest, y'all. I am such a regular schmegular. Like, I will talk smack. I will get on here in my PJs, no makeup, poppy top, hair on the top of my head, and just be a regular. I'm a regular, a regular schmegular person, okay?
Look, you saw how I spent my time in your stream.
Like, I don't act as if, like, I feel like I'm higher than anybody. I've never looked down my nose at anybody. I always wanted to lift people up because... But
I was just told that today about myself.
Friend that I was just talking about, the second one, literally, if I got gifted big at all, as soon as they would see that gift, I'd be like, all right, well, I'm going live. Like, girl, just all of a sudden, like, woo! I'm going to go get a drink.
I remember those days. I remember those days. As soon as you get something.
During my feature show every time and then come in after, and I'm supposed to give you the energy that you think that you deserve as my bestie. But my bestie, like, you don't know that my feature show is every Saturday when that's something that everybody and anybody knows. Saturday at 10 p.m. is my show. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, honey, you already know what's up. But you just let people do what they want to do so you see what they'd rather do. And that's how you learn who your real friends are. You let people do what they would rather do so you can find out who's your real friends.
True.
But anyways, I digress. If you're just pulling up, that's okay.
I digress.
That's okay.
That's not okay. That's not
it's
okay.
Not okay. Okay, you're not my real friend. No, I'm just kidding. But you're late. You're a little late. But you can find me every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Red Room Talk, y'all. You guys have not missed everything. We do have a little bit more to discuss. We just discussed what qualities make a good friend. Then we discussed the flip side being a frenemy, and why having friends. Excuse me, and what happens when someone switches up. But now I want to know a little more about you. Not everyone is naturally skilled at making or being a good friend. You will experience ups and downs as well as good and bad relationships throughout your life. Friendships take effort. Learn something from each relationship that you are a part of. And remember, the best way to have a great friend is to be one. So I want to know, what is the most valuable thing that you have to offer as a friend, and what makes you a good friend?
Nothing at all.
Get out of here! That's the humor, huh?
No, it got a little quiet. I just had to break the tension real quick. I think what makes me a great friend is I'm a good listener, and I am that friend's gonna let you know, like, when you messing up. Like, when you're looking for somebody to, like, take your side, I'm not the friend to call. Because if you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. I'm going to let you know you're wrong. I'm that friend. And I expect you to be the same friend back to me, at the end of the day. I'm the cutthroat friend. I'm the real friend. I'm the no-hold-bar friend. That's me.
I think my good would be deemed under, like, my ability to be able to see the light in any darkness, in any dark form. Like, I have fantastic perspective on life, and I've seen it in different ways. So I have great communication skills when it comes to seeing things outside of the tunnel. You know what I'm saying? No matter the dramaticness of the situation at hand. So I would say communication, my loyalty. We want to do gossip around here. You know what I'm saying? And just, I don't know, I think the way that I carry my character, like the energy that I carry within myself, is vibrant just to be around it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what makes me different too, because the things that I talk about, I live by it. So it's not like it's just conversation, like I'm going to give you advice and it sounds outlandish. No, it's things that you can actually take to the bank because I put them into practice every day. You know what I'm saying? So I think those are my qualities of a good man. Probably missed it because I'm a great.
I have to second everything G-Way and Pre says, but on top of that, I would also say that I'm a great motivator. Like if you're down, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna tell you to keep pushing. You know what I mean? Even when you think that things are gonna just fall apart, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be there for you to help you stand back up.
Support that's called big time.
Oh, my bad. That's okay. I won't forget about you.
I was like, is she waiting on me?
I'm so sorry. I know me. Go ahead.
For me, what it seems like a lot of my friends tell me that they look forward to every day, I'm the type of person where I will text you every morning. I'll make it a point to say good morning, and I check on you. It's always good morning. How you doing? Then on top of that, I'm also a listener. I understand. I have patience when people talk. Like I have a lot of people that say, like, you talk to me like I'm a human being. You don't judge me. You just listen. You give your advice, but not in a harsh way. And one final thing I think is, from what all the male friends I have tell me, they say, you're like a man, but you can explain it to a woman with her to like she'll understand when it comes from you because you know how to handle a woman. You're a woman who understands men, so you give the perspective from both sides. And I'm like, I give the perspective, so I'm a dude. They're like, no, you're a woman, but you give the perspective to where a woman can understand it. What we're trying to say and explain, you clarify it to where they get it and they won't argue.
It means you got a lot of logic.
Yeah.
I listen. I listen to y'all.
So, did everybody go? Okay.
Huh? Yeah.
Did everybody else go?
Mm-hmm. It's on you.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay. Listen, I think somebody agreed with somebody, and that's okay. But for me, I think the most valuable thing that I have to offer as a friend, honestly, is my undying loyalty. Even long after the friendship probably has expired, I am like loyal to a T. And I can say that with the utmost confidence. I am one of those people that'll be there. If I tell you I'm going to do something or I'm going to be there, I am most definitely going to do it, and I'm most definitely going to be there. That is just me. Even like I said, even when someone doesn't deserve it and someone probably shouldn't be my friend, I'm still loyal to a T. I think the most valuable thing maybe that I have to offer, I mean, that makes me a good friend, but the most valuable thing I think is just even when I'm going through something, and it kind of goes hand in hand because it helps not only you but me at the same time, but even when I'm going through like my darkest moments, I still try to lift other people up. I still try to lift other people up even when I'm down. You know what I'm saying? It's just I've always been like that. Even when I had my darkest days, I've always, like, if I can make someone else laugh, it also makes me laugh. So it's like kind of goes hand in. It's like the gift that you give, but you also get back. You know what I'm saying? I just think I have this uncanny ability to just make people feel good and make people feel like a somebody. Like anyone who's come into my life, especially I can guarantee the first time you've come into my life, I probably have like shouted out your name in a certain way or something, or I pick on you every time I come to your live, you know. But I'll always like point out something specific. You know what I'm saying? That I know, like, about you or something, like say your name in a certain way, or I might have a song that I play when you come into my live, or a catchphrase or something along that. So I try to make everybody feel like a somebody. And I think that's the most valuable thing. I think if I was an outsider looking in, that would be what I say is the most valuable. But I need y'all to stay tuned. When you hear that sound, that means we are at our hot seat question segment. Our hot seat question is left up to the fate of the audience. I went to Instagram to ask our peers what they wanted to ask for this week's hot seat question. If you want your question to be featured on next week's episode, make sure that you go to my profile, click that icon, and follow me on Instagram, and look out for that hot seat question post. Now is the time that I need all of you guys in the comments to enter in the comments who you want to answer tonight's hot seat question before I reveal it. Go ahead and enter in the comments now. He answered so quick. Go ahead and enter in the comments who y'all want to answer tonight's hot seat question.
Okay, I'm just going to say it because I got these long-ass nails and typing. Yeah, Preach. I've been liking his answers so far. I want to hear what Peach got to say.
Well, we got 3, 4, 5 Wanchos, 2 G-Ways.
You started it.
Jetty, you can only vote one time. That's one for what?
Instant karma that I got there on Wancho the other day?
Yeah.
This is instant karma for you, sir. She said preach.
Wancho.
They said you didn't talk enough. They want to hear you.
Wancho. Ooh, Wancho. Ooh, well, it looks like this week is Wancho number. Okay. So this week, Purpose Driven wrote in and asked, why do you think frenemies make everything about them? And this is actually a good question for you. This is actually a really good question for you.
Oh, that's a loaded question.
You saw how I almost answered. I said, oop, it's not for me.
Right. Part of it, I know a lot of people use narcissistic loosely, but that is like, to me, like a huge narcissistic trait. You have no awareness of how you're treating another person, that when they reveal that to you, you get on the defensive and you're like, but you this and you that, you this and you that, instead of actually receiving what you're saying to them. They're taking it more so as a shot, instead of, like Preach said, constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? You have to be one, as a friend, you have to be one to give and take and receive information from each other. You can't just be like, oh, this is you, this is you, this is you. But then when your friend is feeling a certain type of way about something you're doing, and they bring it to your attention, you don't want to hear it. Your wall's up, you're on the defense. You know, even so with like I said, the recent situation I had, the person went to the extent, you know, I removed myself from this person's life. They reached out to other people that we were, you know, had mutual friendships with, and was like, oh, I know he's trying to talk to you against me. Meanwhile, I hadn't said anything to these people. So you done brought these people into the situation and running your mouth. I kept it between you and me. Now you don't let the whole world know.
Preach.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Well spoken.
You did that.
Well spoken, sir.
If y'all are just pulling up, it's over, y'all. Beyonce holds it over. Okay? It's been the Red Room Talk, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. But you guys can find us here every what?
Saturday
at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, y'all. Tonight's topic was frenemy. Are they really your friends? You're definitely late, but do not fret. You guys can find us every week on YouTube, which you can find by clicking on the icon of my profile and subscribing. Now, I would like to wrap up the show with these quotes. So every week we come to a conclusion, a place of healing, and I will say a quote. But this week I kind of have two quotes. But the first is, often the biggest distance between two people is misunderstanding. And then the second quote is, friendship takes work. Finding friends, nurturing friendships, scheduling FaceTime, it all takes tremendous amount of work, but it is worth it. If you put in the effort, you'll see the rewards of positive friends who will make your life extraordinary. Maya Angelou. Y'all, this has been the Red Room Talk. I appreciate each and every one of y'all who are on the panel tonight. It was actually one of my favorites. I tell that to everybody. Just kidding. I do, but they're all my favorite, y'all. But I appreciate all of y'all in the comments who stuck around for the entirety of the show. Trust me, I seen you. But I appreciate y'all who show up every week, and I appreciate y'all who are here on the panel. So make sure y'all favorite all these folks here in the box. Especially make sure you guys favorite watching number. He is trying to get his top badge, so we need those 5,000 faves, y'all. So all of y'all who are in here, the 800 people or however many, please hit that fave. But make sure you guys hit the favorite on everybody else too. I appreciate y'all. But we'll go ahead and give your outros. We're gonna start with the lady this time because she is ready. So Wyatt, go ahead and give your outro, and then we'll go ahead and continue.
Yeah, I was going to say, pick me because this cough's kicking in. I'm Wyatt Matter. You can catch me every Wednesday. I am a featured show host as well. Found a Way with Wyatt Matter, 11 p.m. Once again on Wednesdays, where we take unconventional relationships and lifestyles, and I listen to how you make a way with your unconventional lifestyle or relationships. But there's hope. You don't have to be unconventional to be on the show. I also offer once a month show promotion. So if you do have a show and you want to come promote, hop in the box, do your little spiel, and hop out. I also do open panel where we talk about everything. Everybody can just box up in and out and say their spiel as well. Okay. Thank you for having me, Jen. I'll be in your comments. This cough is, my messy ass bathroom. my cough is kicking in. Let me get into these comments.
Yeah.
She was turned.
Yeah.
Go ahead and preach it, and go ahead and let us know what you got going on the app or what you got going on.
Preach positive. All right, so I put the OQP in my name so I can let everybody know that that's exactly what we're trying to have around us. Only quality people. You know what I'm saying? I like to start saying KYP leads into OQP. Know your personnel. You got to know the people that you have around you. It's going to literally determine like how they're supporting you in all fashions. Are they pouring into your cup just like you're pouring into theirs? OQP, the quality people, what fruits of their labor, like the work that they're putting in, what do you see from that you can learn from and gain from? Not as an opportunist, but somebody that can learn so you can develop your own self. I preach positive as much as possible. My prayer every day is to be the light in the midst of darkness. We're surrounded by darkness, y'all. We need some more light. So if you come to me in this live, that's what we're doing. We're preaching positivity. We're looking for better ways. We're thinking ideas, and we're trying to find ways. It's action plans all day. Appreciate y'all love. Pan off. Excuse me, my bad.
Sorry, the box is off. You can cuss. It's okay. The box is gone, motherfucker. No, just kidding. I just had to say it because it makes you feel more comfortable.
and you chose motherfucker?
Motherfucker, right?
All right, y'all. I'm Wancho Number. You can find me on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the feature show Pour It On. You can actually also catch me Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Soul Food with Top Bass Gin and Juice. You can find me on Tuesdays for game nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm sounding like G-Way up here. You can catch it
a little long.
Catch me on Wednesday with your boy G-Way and No Way for Sports Block. Make sure y'all tap into Sports Block, y'all. It's a lot of fun. Fellas, if y'all ain't here, pull up. We need y'all. Pull up. And we be doing breaking news and all that too.
Yeah, yes, definitely, fellas. Please pull up Wednesdays for the sports block. We come talk sports. We get a little bit deeper into sports, if you know what I'm saying. Wink, wink. But,
Make sure you favor
holla back at
both
us.
of these gen-
Yeah, hit us both with the fave on that. Also, make sure y'all pull up for Fridays, Attack of the Zodiac's new hot feature show on Tag, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Other than that, check the story because there's something up there every day. I'm trying to find a short version of my outro and intro because it's a lot. It's a lot.
That's a lot.
So
He's
just
pretty
pull up.
crazy. And we used to have more. I remember every Tuesday. We used to have more, if y'all can believe it. He's got like 30 shows, okay? But I am the host, Jen and Juice. You guys can find me here every Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also find me every Tuesday, as he said, on game nights at 7 p.m. with Wancho Number. Then you guys can find me every Thursday with King of Diamonds, that number 3 bubble. Make sure y'all fave him on the featured show, Getting Lit. What else? Every
So much.
Sunday at 5 p.m., which is tomorrow, y'all. It is the premiere of this new show. It is our new baby. It is called Soul Food Sundays. It is a show where we will have different topics that we do as a couple, and we'll talk about tomorrow's topic. We're going to be talking about dating and streaming and how support works with that. Then also, I stream during the day between 9 a.m. One, I keep having hard-ons. I stream during the day between 9 a.m. and about 2 p.m. And then also I stream like in the evenings, like maybe around 5 o'clock, somewhere in there. But yeah, tap in. Yeah. Tap in.
Facts.
Oh yeah, let me go ahead and play the outro music so he can quit the dang thing. Okay, sorry. I just found a boyfriend for
What up, sound? Quantum Sounds production. What up, sound?